Hey Chaz, how you doing, buddy?
What up?
Things going okay?
Yeah, just chilling, man. I've been playing a bunch of golf.
Good.
Uh, I've probably played more golf in my entire life than I
I bet.
like. It's crazy how much I've played. I've probably played 27 holes, like
Is
20
your
days in
game
a row now.
is your game improving?
Yes, my game is really good right now. I played 18 4 days in a row last week, and I shot 75, 73,
Oh,
75, I think 77.
you're
So I've
doing
been playing
good.
pretty well. I did
Can we
hit a
get
ball in
your
Amy's backyard the other day, though.
uh,
I
uh
was wondering because I saw someone looking around, and I was like, "Who is that?"
Well, I mean, it might not have been me that time, but
I
fingers
love it.
crossed it wasn't me. It doesn't happen often, though, luckily.
Can y'all either share your address live with me now or email it to me if you prefer? I need to mail key concept packets to y'all, you know, the ones you had in your cookbook.
Yeah, I can.
Want
I
to
can
email me?
just. I can tell you my
Tell,
address right now. What's
yeah,
easier for you?
tell me. We,
Okay, 220
mm-hmm.
Westchester Drive,
Okay.
Griffin, Georgia,
Uh-huh.
30223.
Great. Emmy, what is your address?
Okay, mine's 24 Stillwater Trace, and Stillwater is one word.
Uh-huh.
Griffin, Georgia, 30223.
30223. Molly, I've already got yours. Thank you. Okay. Let's see if anybody else needs to come in. Let's see, there's 7 of us so far. Okay. Izzy, I've got your address. Drew, I've got yours.
Dogs are fighting. Drew
Sam,
doesn't ever say anything in these.
I know.
It's probably because he's not. It's probably because. Never mind.
Sam, can I get your address?
It's
Get your
1131
ugly self off the
Pine
screen.
Valley Road, Griffin, Georgia.
Could you say it again? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was talking to Drew.
1131 Pine
Uh-huh.
Valley Road, Griffin, Georgia.
Oh,
302.
you and Drew are
I'm right
neighbors.
by Drew. It's just
Uh,
a different house number.
30224. Angie Mankin still live over there? Ms. Mankin?
Uh, I do not know.
She has a yellow house. It's got like a black kind of balcony on the front of it.
Yeah, I think I know which house you're talking
Yeah,
about.
her husband, she's at St. George's Episcopal Church. She has done music there for a long, long time. She's in her 90s now. But her husband was my first cousin. All right, guys. Wow. Let's wait just another minute and see if we get another participant or two. We're missing.
I got a feeling Colin's not going to be in attendance. I can call him.
He literally was tweeting about class a minute ago.
Hey
Kat,
Siri,
are you there now?
call Colin Hadley.
Hey, Kat, are you there? I think I let her in. Let me check.
Hey,
Oh,
Jeremy.
there she is.
Ah. Hey, it takes a minute. Is that Colin? Hey, Colin.
Where's Colin?
I thought I saw Colin.
I don't see Colin. He was tweeting about class.
I'm on the phone. He's looking for the code right now, so I just told him it was an email. He's going to be here in a second.
All right, I'll watch for him. Before we get into some documents, I want to wait just another minute and see if we can get him in. Anybody heard from Jeremy? Oh, Jeremy's here. What? Hey, Jeremy.
Hey.
All right, I've got your address. Only need Kat's address and Colin's address, and I can mail out. I'm going to mail out all the old key concept pages. Basically, 1.1 through 7.6 are going to be on this test. And if you know that content, if you know those names, people, events, generally speaking, you're going to do really good on the exam. It's going to give you the kind of the material you need. But what we've got to work on between now and then are the big ideas that we need to know, that we need to be able to write about. And we're going to get into the test format in just a minute. Let's see if anybody else has shown up. Let's see. Only missing one person. Colin, we'll wait another minute for Colin. I'm so glad you all are here.
It was
I'm
weird.
glad to be here.
It was really weird. Especially
Yeah.
having the week of spring break and then semi going back to school, but not really.
I know, it's odd. I was proud of my ninth graders this morning. They were all here for Zoom and they're all turning in stuff on time, doing well. I'm happy with them.
Colin's calling me again. Jeez.
Maybe Colin can get in. Does he need the code? Well, we'll keep a lookout for Colin. Maybe he'll join us in a minute.
Chaz, the code and password are at the top of the screen.
Yeah, I know. Mr. Cook, will you, I think Colin is the link again.
I'm
Because
sending
the
it
last
to
email
him.
I got from him was on Thursday.
Okay, I think Jeremy's about to send it to you.
Oh, sick.
All right, just
I hear Colin.
Yeah?
I don't
seeing
you
him
can
go-
hear him through my phone probably.
Oh, yeah, I can.
Yeah, that's what we're hearing.
Jeremy sent it to me.
All right, sweet.
Awesome. We'll wait another minute and watch for him. Here's the deal. We've got 5 weeks until the exam, okay? The exam is going to be on May 14th at 4 p.m. online. Coronavirus, I love it.
God.
All right, coronavirus is here. Oh, that's
Is
perfect.
that what he made his name?
All right, that's so,
I can't see him on. Oh god, that's terrible.
is everybody?
That face he made.
Hey,
He
Colin.
said,
Hey, Colin.
Awesome. How are
Can I
you
get
doing?
your, good. Can I get your address?
Yes, yes.
Not the Ingalls address.
Right. That's my second home right now.
You've been living there, man.
Sadly.
Yeah.
734
Uh-huh.
trying to copy some.
Greenwood Street,
All right.
Barnesville, Georgia.
You're over there by my church.
Yes, sir.
Too far from First Methodist. All right. Kat, can I
Ingalls.
get your address?
It says no toilet paper, but we have toothbrush.
Oh, hey, yeah,
And
Colin.
sandpaper.
If y'all get a shipment of toilet paper, can you set me some aside?
Let us all know, please. It's bad.
I use some in the back.
I'm down to 2 rolls downstairs, 2 rolls upstairs.
If
Kat,
you want
are you
some-
there? Is Kat
Of the
there?
bread.
I just
A
don't want to
rewashable rag.
giving you my address.
Bathrooms.
Yes. Oh, yeah. 104 Summit Drive.
Yes, sir.
All right. And is that 30223?
30223.
30223 or 4?
Wait, Chaz.
4.
4?
What
is
up?
watching. Drew's here. Drew,
Lots
watch
of
this.
people,
Drew,
lots of
watch
people are
this.
talking. Kat, could you show me again? Is it 2 M's, 2 T's, or just
2 M's.
2 M's, 1 T, and 30224?
Yeah.
Yay, thank you. Awesome, guys. Hey, every class you attend, you're going to get some bonus points on quizzes, okay? If you fill out all your quizzes to 100s, which a couple of you might, 5 bonus points, quiz bonus points will equal 1 bonus point on a test grade. How's that sound for incentive
I'm gonna be here every time
to
then.
attend? Awesome, awesome.
Wait, can you run down? Can you do a little rundown of all that again?
Yeah. Okay, so everybody kind of just listen. And also extraneous noise sometimes can interfere with being able to hear me. So try to just keep things quiet, like don't rattle papers or drop a drink bottle or whatever, okay?
Okay.
So attending a class, technically we have 4 more weeks of distance learning. It could go into 5. There are 5 weeks before the exam. The exam is at 4 p.m. It's online, and we're going to talk in more detail about that in a moment, at 4 p.m. on May 14th, which is a Wednesday, okay? Let me check my calendar to make sure I've got that exactly right, because I was relying on memory. No, excuse me, I'm glad I changed it. May 13th, lucky 13. I was born on the 13th. Lucky day, lucky day. May 13th at 4 p.m. That's our exam. There will be a makeup exam announced later. God forbid any of us would be sick and couldn't take the exam, but they're going to give 2 exam dates for every exam.
That suck.
Did
Oh,
anybody
hey, fun fact. Our last day of school was Friday 13th. We'll throw
Really?
that out there for you.
Okay, wow. That's kind of,
Yeah.
it was a Friday the 13th. Wow. Ooh, maybe that's why we're being unlucky. Or,
Yeah, it's weird.
but all of us have stayed healthy, right? Anybody had symptoms or anybody?
Yeah,
It is a little wild.
I've actually just tested negative like for the first time in a while the other day.
Good.
I'm just kidding.
Good.
I'm just kidding.
I
Um,
am allergic to pollen.
Me
so
too.
That's
What?
Pollen has been rough for me as well. But I've got prescription
yeah.
nasal sprays from Dr. Rollins at Piedmont, and it's saving my life right now.
Dang it! I was trying to make my virtual background Sarajevo.
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me do it for some reason.
All right. The exam's going to be different, guys. It's 45 minutes with basically 5 minutes to upload. It is basically a DBQ with 5 documents. Okay. So we got to think like they think. This has been the year of the woman, the Me Too movement. Okay. This has been the year of supranationalism and nationalism, with the UK withdrawing from the European Union through Brexit. So we've got to think like test makers think. They've got to pick some kind of theme or topic for this question that ties several different periods of history together. You guys already know, I've already let you know, that it only covers units 1 through 7, not 8 and 9. And that actually goes up through like 7-6 or 7.6 on our key concepts, okay? So here's my idea. We've basically got 15 classes between now and the exam. And we've got 3 historical eras, periods. So why don't we spend about 5 class days and 5 days of assignments, basically, on each of those historical periods. The first historical period is called Early Modern Europe. It goes from 1450 to 1648, okay? Basically 200 years. So why don't we focus on that first? Sound like a plan? Any feedback, any suggestions so far?
Not for me. Sounds like. Oh, am I muted? Oh, no, I'm not.
Sound like it'll work to you guys?
I'm digging it.
I'm down. That's a
Okay.
good plan.
So we don't have to worry about the 4th period, which starts in 1914 and goes to the present. We can, I don't know why Cameron Dorset Flemister is waiting to come in our meeting. I did not send her an invite. I don't know how that happened. Okay, just gonna ignore that right now. All right,
Deny it.
now, so let's talk about a game plan. Your number 1 game plan should be to review and study those key concepts that I'm mailing to you and the ones you've already got in your possession. I'm hoping I'm finding all of them, okay? I know several of you really put a lot of work into your cookbook. Emmy, I'm thinking about you. I think you had all your portfolios in there. Several of you did. But I know you'd probably like to get all that back as well. So I'll try to figure out a way to get that to you. But this first mail run, is mainly going to be the key concepts that I'm going to send to you guys. How's that sound like a plan?
Sounds good to me. Yeah, sounds real good.
Any others? Any other feedback? All right, that's going to give you the trees. You know the old forest trees analogy? Can't see the forest for the trees. If you get bogged down in all the trees, all the facts, all the people, dates, events, those bullets on our key concepts, without looking at the standards, without looking at the themes, without looking at the historical thinking skills, you're not going to be well prepared. If you can do both, you're going to be well prepared. Now I'm going to attempt something. I'm going to attempt to share screen. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Okay. And give me a second.
Is anybody hearing like some background noise? My dad is going ham on the lawnmower outside right now.
I can't hear it.
Okay, good.
All right. Anybody else? Is that bothering anybody else? Okay.
Yes, good.
All right. I am going to try. Let's see if I can get this menu to go away. I'm trying, oh, I know what I gotta do. I gotta go exit full screen, don't freak. I'll be back in a second. And I'm going to a Word document. And I'm going to try to get the tool where I can share part of that Word document.
Whoa!
I'm getting there.
It's on my screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it on mine. All
Oh,
right.
that's cool.
I see it.
Oh, you can zoom in on it. Look at that.
Yeah. All right, let me get back to it with myself. I don't have my green screen. Okay, give me just a second. I'm gonna stop share
I'll
and
take
try
your time.
again. I'm gonna stop share and try again. All right, so I go to share screen. I want to show the screen and I want to share that. And I don't know why it's not, for some reason. What are y'all seeing right now?
I see AP coronavirus updates.
Yay, yay, so you've got it. Okay,
Right.
that's where I want you to be. Everybody have that.
I'm out here
Yes, sir.
posted up
I'm there.
in the crate.
Emmy, Molly, Izzy, any of y'all have that?
I see it. We're all good.
All right, good. So you see our exam date. Do you see my cursor?
I can.
All right. Exam date, May 13th, our time, 4 p.m. Students will be given 45 minutes to read and respond to question 1. There's only one question. And then 5 minutes to upload their response.
5 minutes. That's so hard, bro.
All right.
So
You
like,
can,
wait, so like what?
you're going to have
What
one.
will we upload it to? Like, will it be like a website that we go to? Like, will we do it through the College Board, I'm guessing?
Exactly. And they'll have a specific URL for you. You can use a smartphone. You can use a tablet. You can use a desktop. You can use a laptop, any electronic device. You can even, if you prefer to, you can type in their website, the answer, or you can write it on notebook paper and take a picture of it and upload it. They're going to give you lots of options. There's one question, guys, and it's 100%. So to get a 3, you're probably going to have to get like 60% right, 65, something like that, and on up from there.
What is a question 1?
It is a modified document-based question.
Okay.
All right, but instead of 7 sources, only going to have 5. Now, I'm like an AP test writer. I'm thinking one of those is probably going to be some artwork. We've been studying artwork all year long, the different movements. So a good review of all the different movements and how they progress through European history since the Renaissance, starting with that classic period, you know, all the way up to the realist and modernist, you know, that's probably going to be in it. So let's read this. Question description. This question presents students with 5 historical sources, one of which will be a non-text-based source. There you go. Image, photograph, picture, artwork, something like that, non-text based. This question assesses students' ability to do these things. Respond to the prompt with a historically defensible thesis, claim that establishes a line of reasoning. You remember our thesis. So your answer to the question might have 3 parts. And that would be your thesis. And you want to make that very apparent in your first paragraph. It also wants you to describe a broader historical context relevant to the prompt. That's where you would walk through. You would walk that topic, whatever the topic is. Let's say it's religion in Europe, or let's say it's feminism in Europe, or let's say it's nationalism. You would kind of walk that topic through the 3 historical periods that we're responsible for, which is from 1450 up to 1914, okay? Third, you would support an argument in response to the prompt using at least 4 documents. How many documents are there?
5.
5. So you got to use 4 out of 5, okay? Make sense? Then next, you need to use at least 2 additional pieces of specific historical evidence. beyond that found in the documents. So you got to bring in two other events, two other topics, two other attitudes, two other themes that we've studied relevant to an argument about the prompt. Okay, the prompt is the question. Okay, so if the question is analyze the success of feminism and increased women's rights throughout modern European history. All right, so you got to take a stand. Was it a success? Give examples. Walk them through different periods of history about women, going all the way back to the Renaissance, all the way up to just prior to World War I, when women were really taking a stand to get the right to vote, etc. Next, for at least two documents, explain how or why the document's point of view, purpose, historical situation, and or audience is relevant to the argument. That's where you get into all those things about the perspective of the writer, what the writer is trying to say, what the painter is trying to present in his or her painting, what the editorial paragraph that's written by someone is trying to make, that kind of thing. Point of view, what point of view are they writing from? Are they being supportive of the movement? Are they being critical of the movement? What is their purpose? Is their purpose to confuse? Is their purpose to illuminate the topic? Is their purpose to poke fun at the topic? Is their purpose to enlighten? Is their purpose to add information? What's the historical situation they're writing in? Okay. If it's a document from Martin Luther talking about the role of women in the home as the mother, as the spiritual kind of angel of the home, that kind of thing. What's the historical situation that Martin Luther's writing from? You follow me?
Right.
And or is the audience, is the relevant, or audience is relevant to an argument, and or audience is relevant. That doesn't quite make sense. What do you mean?
Yeah. I was like, explain how or what?
The audience that they were intended to speak to, how it's relevant to that argument, okay? If Martin Luther's writing to other priests in the Lutheran Church, that audience of priests, if they would take his view of the woman as kind of being the angel of the home and the spiritual guide of the home and the kind of the mother Mary of the home. That makes sense? All right, now,
Yes.
lastly, use evidence to corroborate, qualify, or modify an argument that addresses the prompt. That's where you're going to use evidence from sources and bring in a couple more, 2 or 3 more historical pieces of information that you already know to corroborate your thesis, to qualify your thesis, or to modify the argument in the STEM or in your thesis that is attempting to answer that STEM or prompt. Feedback, questions. Y'all talk to me.
I mean, it's kind of the same as like what we've been doing.
It is.
Honestly.
It is.
It's
And
not hard.
I agree, Chaz, and I think we should do a few more. I think we should do 2 or 3 more DBQs to practice this. But as we do that, we should use these bullets, these 6 bullets here, to kind of quantify what we do. All right. Now, look at this. What does this correspond to that's from the old test? Modified document-based question. Prompt for the 2020 modified DBQ may be derived from any of units 1 through 7 and will include 5 documents instead of 7. We said that. The rubric will be lightly modified to match the reduced number of documents, awarding 1 point for using 2 documents and an additional point for using 4 documents. An additional point will be awarded for effectively incorporating a second piece of outside knowledge to the argument. Students can earn up to 2 points for sourcing and 1 point for each document. Okay? Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Ladies, not hearing from y'all. Kat, Molly,
Wait, I have a question. So
Emmy? Yes.
if we So is it saying that for each point, like if we use all 4 documents, we could essentially just get a 2 on the exam?
No, this exam, this exam
Dang.
is worth 100 points. So
Okay.
whatever the maximum is, let's say the maximum you could get on this is 7, then they're going to multiply that times 12, and that's going to be your final resulting score. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So what does this cover? Units 1 through 7. What does that entail for us in terms of our key concepts? 1-1 through 7-6. Okay. Units not included, units 8 and 9. Okay. And the makeup test date would be June 2nd. God forbid, Jeremy came back into the waiting room. Welcome back, Jeremy. God forbid that any of us got sick. God forbid that. There would be a makeup date, June 2nd. But we need for you to take this exam on the assigned date if you're well and able. And that assigned date, again, is May 13th, lucky 13. Okay, hey, there's an omen for us. We left school on the 13th, and we're going to take this exam on the 13th. So those two,
Getting a 6.
they're going to cancel each other. Okay, so today's the 6th, and we're going to be ready for this. All right, I'm going to stop share. Does anybody?
Mr. Coach,
I'm going to share.
the tests or not?
Go ahead.
The exam begins at 4 p.m., right? On May
Yes,
13th?
it does. It does.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take that off.
Talk to your boss.
Okay,
Make
the date.
sure you're off that day and that you're not available to be called in to cover for Drew Miller or anybody else that works there.
Yes, sir. You know Drew? That's my boy.
Yeah. I know.
Drew's cool.
He used to date
Drew's
Peyton.
cool.
He dated Peyton.
Oh, really?
Remember Peyton? All right.
Yeah. He's a
Now,
cool guy.
let's see. What else is going on? Any of this document. Now, this is in your document section. All right. Let me stop the share. And I'm going to, Colin, that freaks me out every time I see your name, coronavirus.
Oh, coronavirus? Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to try to do another share. Okay. And I'm going to try this time to take you somewhere else.
Oh, show us the grids.
Are y'all seeing, no grades, no grades. Are y'all seeing the class documents?
I am.
Is it showing up?
I'm seeing that. Yep.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Emmy, Izzy,
Yeah, I'm seeing, yeah.
Izzy, are you there?
Awfully quiet.
Yes.
Our ladies are being quiet.
Isabella, speak.
They're playing on their
Molly?
phones.
Molly,
No one can
see
hear you,
that?
Isabella.
All
Am I
right.
muted? No, I'm not. Good.
All right.
I'm watching you try to speak, Isabella, and it's just not working.
All right. Let's look at a couple of things. What I just shared with you, can you still see my cursor, Izzy?
Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
There
She
she
speaks.
is. There she is. She speaks. She does not have laryngitis. All right. What I just
Oh.
showed you was here. That's what I showed you. Let's look. This is a valuable document right here. It'll be up in a second. This is a concept outline based on the periods of history, the 4 periods of history. So, key concept 1. The rediscovery works from ancient Greece and Rome and observation of the natural world changed many Europeans' view of the world. So if we have to write about Europeans' worldview of their world, knowing some of this would be very important. Invention of printing. I want you guys to read all of this. And I'm going to give you a few little short, quick questions to answer after you read this. All right? This is on your own. It's in the document section. Key concept 1.2, religious pluralism. Pluralism means many religions existing, coexisting in a society, in a group of people, among the Europeans. It challenged the concept of a unified Europe. Okay, Europe was very Catholic until religious pluralism took root. We had the Reformation. We had, new religions popping up, new variants of Christianity. We had Jews that were being cast out of Spain and other places, but there were Jews that still lived and existed in Europe. There were other religions as well. There were Muslims that were being ridiculed and forced to leave different countries and whatnot, okay? Key concept 1-3, is explored and settled overseas territories. This opened their minds to the world out there. They encountered and interacted with indigenous populations. This is that whole Columbian exchange thing going on. Okay, I want you to read these carefully. Key concept 1-4, European society and the experiences of everyday life were increasingly shaped by commercial and agricultural capitalism, notwithstanding the continued existence of medieval social and economic structures. Read through this, okay? 1-5, the struggle for sovereignty within and among states resulted in varying degrees of political centralization. And then we're at the end, and we move to the second period. Notice up here, 1648 to 1815. Back over here, we were 1450 to 1648. So this first week that we're reviewing, I want you to focus on these concepts, okay? And read this. And I'm gonna give you a few questions to answer to turn in as a homework assignment. Any questions on that?
None from me.
Hearing none, I will move ahead.
I'm all good.
All good? Okay, it'll be a
Yes,
simple
sir.
little reading assignment, okay? Now, I am taking you out of this, and hopefully I can take you to the next document. Everybody seeing the list of documents?
Yes.
This list of documents is going to grow significantly over the next few weeks. This next one is the AP Central, their basically their curriculum guide for AP European. Doesn't seem to be opening. Maybe I'm trying to rush it. Pardon me?
It's your second tab.
Is it here? Yay. Thank you, Sam. Always count on
Sky.
keep me on task.
Yes, sir.
All right. AP European History course and exam description. A lot of preliminary stuff you can kind of fly through, cursor through. No need to spend much time there. So I was telling you guys about the forest. You guys got a lot of trees, lots of people, events, dates, names, all that stuff. That stuff is usually tested with multiple choice questions, STEM-based multiple choice questions. We don't have any of those this time. So we got to not only know those and have a gist of those, we've got to be able to put them into some themes and some big ideas. So this is going to help us get the big ideas. This is going to help us wed those two together. So as you go through this document, you will get down to some important stuff, okay? This is very important. Historical thinking skills and reasoning processes. I'm going to ask you some questions on this week. And you just read through it. When you get here, your computer should allow you to turn this. There should be a tool at the top to make it portrait instead of, or make it landscape or whatever, so you can read this better. But these are your historical thinking skills. I'll ask you a few questions about these, okay? And then the reasoning process. I'll ask you about comparison and causation and continuity and change. They're going to ask us, they're going to give us a DBQ prompt that is going to take us through European history. It's going to be something broad enough to take us like nationalism or power, the idea of leadership, power.
If it's the impact of disease,
It could be that.
that'd be tough.
Yeah, it could be that. It could be diffusion, you know, ideas and spread of things. They're going to make us look for continuity and change throughout European history, okay? The European ideal, becoming a European rather than a Frenchman or a German or a Dutch, you know, a Dane or what you want to call it, Danish people or whatever. Becoming the European. So it could be something about that, like supranationalism. We'll see. We'll know. We're going to be ready for it. So that's your first foray into this. And then later, I'm going to ask you to get on into the content. Remember, we only have to go through Unit 7. We're going 3 periods. This period, this period, this period. And we're going to spend about 5 days on each reviewing.
Oh, so we're not even getting to World War One with this.
No, you're not going to be tested on World War One. Not at all. This is a neat chart. This may predict for us something they might ask us about. These are the spiraling themes. The themes, cultural and intellectual development. How did European culture develop over the course of 4 centuries? You know, something along that line. Look at all those checks that it's found in all these different units. We only have to worry about the ones showing on screen now, units 1 through 7. Look at this one. It covers everything, and it's states and other institutions of power. We may have a question about leadership and power. And in that, we've got to talk about the despotic kings, you know, early on. And then we got to talk about the enlightened despots. And then we got to talk about the politiques. And then we got to talk about the democratically elected leaders. And we got to, you know, like Queen Victoria and others. We got to talk about the despotic dictators that are going to come, that are rising. You know, they haven't taken us into war yet, World War I, but they're rising in power, aka Bismarck and others. So I could see a question. I could see them writing a question over this one, or maybe this one, or this one. So look at that chart when you get a chance. Now, this is the course at a glance. This shows you all the different units. And again, we stop at unit 7. So the last thing we talk about is causation in 19th century perspectives, viewpoints, and political developments. And here, arts. Arts is always, you know, something we've studied all year long. So we need to review all these different art movements, culture movements. Then you get into this guide, you get into the actual units. And later I'll ask you guys to dissect one of these units, okay? So we'll take it topic at a time. And the first one is 1.1, contextualizing Renaissance and discovery. Sam, what does it mean to contextualize something?
To give context as to the topic.
What do we mean by context?
Kind of like the idea surrounding the development made and the people who contributed to it. Changes in culture, major developments like the printing press or electricity, things like that.
Yes. And also what came before it to set the stage for it. I always think about contextualization as the stage upon which history happens. What's going on that stage? What has come before? Who's in the audience? Who's watching? Who are the key actors? Who are the bit players, the bit parts, the minor actors? You know, those kinds of things establish contextualization for something. So the 2 big events that we study first are the Renaissance and the Age of Discovery. This is what you're required to know. See, it says required. This stuff you're required to know. This is stuff you already know. You already know that a revival of classical texts led to new methods of scholarship and new values in both society and religion. Europeans discovered their past. They discovered the Greeks again. They discovered the Romans again. They had just come out of the Dark Ages when that knowledge was somewhat lost, and it had been preserved by the Islamic peoples, you know, and other empires had preserved a lot of that. You guys already know that stuff, but to just read it and put it back into your mind is a good idea. And then read this. I'll ask you 1 or 2 questions about 1.1. And then I'll go on to 1.2 and ask you 1 or 2 questions about the Italian Renaissance, okay? Again, this is the stuff you have to know. This stuff over here, you need to know one out of each group. Y'all remember Petrarch?
I do.
I don't know who Petrarch was, okay? You may remember Pico della Mirandola. Maybe you do. I know you remember Machiavelli and Sam teaching us about Machiavelli. I know you.
Yes, sir.
I always say Castiglione, but it's really
Castellon.
Castellon. But I'll pronounce it syllable by syllable so I remember how to spell it. Okay. Some of you guys may remember about Bruni. Somebody in our class, here's Machiavelli again. We know our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We're not going to have Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello. We know about these guys. So this stuff up here is what you're supposed to add to this knowledge. Make sense?
Makes sense.
So as you read through this, and I'll ask you 2 or 3 questions about this, just to get you to read it. That's all. That's far enough to go in that right.
Question.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Machiavelli was very strict, stern, and believed in like the ends justified the means.
Yes.
Who was the person who was more compassionate? Was that the who was that?
Erasmus.
Erasmus? Okay, cool.
Erasmus.
I forgot his name.
And it's good to do those opposites. It's good to think in terms of opposites. Like Northern Renaissance, they were more focused on religion. The Southern Renaissance was more focused on classical literature, the mythology, for example, and the different gods. But then the Northern Renaissance, oppositely, they were more focused on God and religion. Okay, their view of religion, which would have been at that time Catholic predominantly, and later to include Protestant. So took you there. Let's see if I can take you one more place. Let's see.
Wait, Mr. Cook.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
When should we expect to be ready to answer this question? You get what I'm saying?
They're going to be filtered out this week on the homework assignments.
Okay. And then I was looking at the homework on RenWeb, and there's like really nothing on there right now.
Nothing yet. All that I had on there was I wanted you guys to read the exam format and come to class with any questions about it.
Okay.
But I'm actually at school, as you know. You can tell by my background. I came here because the internet's faster at my house, but because I'm in the country, and HughesNet has given me faster speed, so I can't wait to get home and try that out as a free during this time. I've got AT&T upstairs, but it's slow. You live in the country, you have slow internet.
Wait, you have different Wi-Fi upstairs to downstairs?
I do, yeah. It's a big,
Kind of cool, actually.
and the AT&T just will not cover the whole house. It just doesn't work, even with extenders. So, because
Isn't it as a vibe?
and you're doing a whole bunch of other stuff, All right, let me take you to resources right quick.
Mr.
Yes, go ahead.
So are we allowed to like incorporate like anything like in World War I, World War II, or like after that into our essays? It just won't be counted?
Absolutely, and it probably will be counted. Because if you're making the point, let's say the questions about leadership and leadership styles, and you've got all these documents, and one of them hints toward the dictators that are going to come into power, like Mussolini and Hitler and others, and Stalin, then by all means, you may mention that as to support the argument. That's adding additional history. You're not limited to what you can add from that last period in European history, but they are limited. They will not ask you directly about that last period. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, I'm wondering, let's see if we can see about this right quick. Do you guys remember me sending you this? Maybe it'll come up. It's coming up. The web page, let's see if it'll come up. And by the way, I've created a YouTube channel. I will share my subscriber URL for you. And all of our classes are being recorded for anybody that misses one. I don't know why that didn't come up. Let's go back to resources. Let's try again, see if it'll come up. Looks like it's going to come this time. Let's see. These are those daily lectures. They're doing every day lectures for our class. Do y'all see AP online classes and review sessions? Y'all see?
Yes.
Mhm.
That's what I see on my screen.
All right.
Apparently.
So go down, did someone say something?
Someone was hollering.
Go down to history and social science. See the little arrow?
It's calling someone in the background. Yeah.
Click over, go to view full playlist. I'm not going to assign you one of these. They went ahead, let me admit Jeremy again, okay? Why
does he keep leaving?
I don't know. They went ahead and did Unit 8 and 9 lectures because
Welcome back, Jeremy.
there are some schools around the world that, see, AP Central is global. There are some schools around the world that are still in session. And they didn't want to, and they're still studying. They're studying 8 and 9, even though they're not going to be tested over it. They're still studying it. And they did all these lectures. But look at the bottom down here. We're getting into where we want to be. The Italian and Northern Renaissance. Y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
It's scheduled for the 9th. Today's the 6th. So Thursday at 11 a.m. This will be live. But we're going to be in class. So once it airs live, then it comes up here to the preview where you go, remember the playlist that we clicked on?
Yeah.
So the Italian and Northern Renaissance lecture will be available sometime after 11 a.m. on Thursday, and you'll be able to watch it. It'll be one of your assignments, and I'll have 4 or 5 questions for you to answer on it. Make sense?
Yes,
Makes
sir.
sense.
Now, seriously, I'm not trying to take over your life, guys. I am not trying to take over your life. There's just so many resources. I'm going to stop share right now. There's so many resources, okay? I'm just going to throw the book at you. I'm going to give you what I can. And it's up to you to make I think Izzy's singing. Sing, Izzy. Let us hear you sing. I think she's singing. Molly, your room is a pretty color. I like that blue, turquoise, whatever.
Oh, my room.
Pretty. All right.
Oh, her room. Her room.
Anyway, I'm not going to throw the book at you completely, but I'm going to give you lots of resources. Because guess what? Colin might be a better visual and auditory learner than reading a lot of text and a lot of
Yes.
standards and objectives for the course. While Chaz may like to read the standards and objectives for the course, while
I don't.
Emmy may like to practice writing more DBQs and hone her art of self-expression, okay? I'm trying to give you guys a lot of variety here, all right? So with that, we got 13 minutes left in class. I'm gonna show you a video, okay? You cool with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Share screen. Go here.
I've been broke so many times.
All right.
Where do we go to see the video? Will it be on the share or somewhere else?
I'm gonna share it. I think it'll work.
Okay.
It worked for I don't want to minimize. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, I cannot do that. Oh, here we go. All right. It worked for human geography. I hope it'll work for you guys that I can do this. Notice up in this corner we're recording. I don't know if y'all can see that. All these classes are recorded, as I said a while ago. Let me get to gallery view. No, I don't want that. I want, where do I get back to my, oh, here we go. Okay. Get back to here. All right. And in the resources, let me get back to resources, get out of YouTube. You see it says 8 things to know, AP exam news. Let's see if this will load and y'all can see it. Can you see that? Can y'all see him?
No,
I don't see anything, no, sir.
I don't see anything either.
Okay. Crap, I was hoping y'all could see that. All right, let me go back to you guys. And let me hit share screen again. I forgot to click share.
Oh, Emmy, you're doing it again.
Y'all see him now?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, is that Tom Ritchie? No.
Now, let me just warn you about this guy. He's had way too much coffee. Okay, but just
I want Tom Ritchie.
try to deal with it, okay? Oh, yeah. Just Google Tom Ritchie's videos. They're all good if you like him. There's more Crash Course. There's tons of world history Crash Course. If you're reading along and you really don't know much about this period, Rococo or whatever art, just look that up and watch a video on it. That might help you. All right, let's listen to this guy in the last few minutes we've got together. Can you hear
I
him?
can't hear it. I can't hear him.
Can you turn him up?
Oh, hey, can you turn subtitles on? Maybe that'll help. Then we can just read it along. I don't know.
Well, I don't want to sit here and read the entire time. Yeah, I can't hear. Okay.
Got my volume all the way up.
Yeah, I can't.
All the way up. All right, so you can go on your own time and go back to this. It's in the resources on RenWeb. And just click on it and play it on your own time rather than try to share. Is that cool? Nice to see all you guys.
Yeah. Nice to see you too.
Wait, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's good.
Colin, Chaz, and Jeremy, did y'all intentionally match?
Did y'all intentionally match? Molly's kind of
Oh,
matching.
we just vibing.
Emmy's kind of matching.
And me too. And Colin. And Drew in this picture. He's not here.
Look at us. Little
Mhm.
team right here.
Drew left us.
I think Drew's face cam is off.
Yeah, it is. His microphone's off too. Drew's trying
Oh,
to
dang.
get quiz points. Hey, there he is. He's back. Ah,
Yes,
Oh, wait,
sir.
Mr. Cook, can you run through like all the ways we can get bonus stuff right now?
yes. Right now,
Okay.
attending class, it's going to get you 5 quiz points for each class. Right now, we have 12 classes. That's 60 points. Okay. If you don't need those 60 points, which several of you come close to not needing them at all, 5 of those points can convert to 1 exam point. That makes sense?
Yes.
Say Chaz comes to every class in the 11th and 12th class. He doesn't need those 10 quiz points because all his quizzes have maxed out to 100. Those last 10 points will equate to 2 points on a unit exam. Okay? Unit exams carry a little more weight than quizzes because we got a lot more quizzes than we do unit exams. What other questions do you have? Does that sound fair, by the way?
That is fair. That's
Yes,
I don't want to
sir.
do anything that you feel is unfair.
I
Okay?
don't know why that wouldn't be fair. You get what I'm saying? Like if you complained about that, you'd be pretty messed up.
Well, I just want everybody to feel validated and feel fair. Drew, what's your question, sir? You raised your hand.
Do we have any more quizzes? Or I guess we're done.
Well, do y'all want to count these questions that I'm doing in these reading assignments as a quiz, or do you want to count them as part of the homework week, or what do
It's
y'all?
just kind of part of his homework. Quiz is just overkill. Because here's the thing, like if I don't want to have too many quiz grades to where the bonus points aren't going to change anything. You get what I'm
That
saying?
is true.
I
Yeah.
see the point. Yeah, I see your point. Yes, Drew.
I agree with Chad.
Oh, you're agreeing. Okay, cool.
You're clapping for me.
Of course I am, Chad.
Izzy, I just got to ask,
buddy.
what were you singing when your mic was off?
I wasn't singing.
Sorry.
Well, you had to have been
Coronavirus.
moving and you were kind of dancing in your seat. Maybe you were listening to me.
I said it's my fault. It's my fault. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Chicken in the corn and fountain, mama.
I have really missed you guys. I have. I've been doing a lot of hiking. I have totally done my yard over. All my flower beds and stuff are totally redone. With
Nice.
I bought a guitar. I'm playing the guitar now. That's what I picked up. So I have something to do.
Fantastic.
Y'all want to hear a sad song that's gonna make you upset today?
Yes.
No.
I do.
Go to work. Can I
What
go
sad
home?
song?
I didn't need this, Chaz.
Do y'all know what that is?
Yes.
No.
Sounds familiar.
Mr. Cook, I expected you to know. Not gonna lie.
That's just
What was it?
It's the Masters piano theme.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got you. I know.
Every year I make that my ringtone for the week, but I think
That's
I'm gonna make it until November now
Yes, I
because
know. That's
The thing is, so that weekend, Georgia plays Tennessee in football in Athens.
we
And
hope.
so there's a potential to go to the Georgia Tennessee game, and then maybe if I can snag someone with a badge, like a Sunday badge, go to the Masters the next day. How crazy
Yeah.
would that be?
That would be an amazing weekend.
That'd be the most amazing sporting weekend of all time. As long as the dogs win.
Question, I think, Kat. Go ahead.
Go to work. I emailed you about
Oh,
it.
you do? Yes. Yeah. Did you see my reply? Hi, Kat. Thank you for being an essential worker. Colin, thanks for being an essential
Keep it
worker.
up.
I've done nothing at Angels but walk around and look busy. I'm going to be honest. I'm not
Yeah.
essential.
Okay. I hear you. Well,
Everyone's essential to God.
I would be distancing, social distancing. Don't
Yes.
get too close to customers. Make them stand apart as well.
Of course.
Sam, you've been unusually quiet. You okay over there?
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Sam does not speak unless spoken to.
Sam, you haven't come to play on the Minecraft realm, and it's kind of hurting my feelings. I'm going to be honest. We miss you.
I'll probably get on this week.
You should. We're all here.
Yeah, you better.
The whole crew.
With 9 of us,
All right, guys.
kind of looks like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah. How's that song go?
the There's a family.
Jitterbug. Dun, dun, dun,
Da-da-da-da-da.
dun.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, bye.
Drew Collins. Are we done?
Okay, we're done, y'all. I'll see
Okay.
you tomorrow at our regular class time. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Take care, buds.
This is.
Bye, y'all. Bye.
Wait, Mr. Cook,
Yes. Drew,
I'm gonna talk to you
yes.
for a second.
Yes, you may. Everybody leave. Jeremy, stick around.
Wait, how do I leave?
Hey.
Just leave.
I think Isabella, is she gone? There she's gone. Hey,
Okay, there she is. Okay. I just want. My phone keeps ringing. I just wanted to kind of touch base with you for a second, and like
Yes.
face to face while we were still here.
yes,
So, you got my key concepts, right?
I did. That was
Okay.
part of the week's assignment. So you need to do
Yeah.
the 2 video reviews, and then that'll be a 100 grade. You did a really good job on it. So
Okay.
that's what-
Yeah. I had
reviews.
a big college deadline last week, and between all of the school stuff and I kind of got a little overwhelmed. So I'm done with the college deadline now. So this is like my main priority. So I'm hoping to get hopefully everything to you by tomorrow. Hopefully some stuff today. So
Good.
video reviews, and then the reading quiz, and then some of the key concepts.
On the
Or,
videos, don't get bogged down trying to write 25 facts. Just give maybe 10 key facts, key big ideas. That'll be perfectly
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
on the quizzes, on the reading quizzes, they follow the purple haze. There's very specific answers. If you just take the reading quiz in one hand and the book in the other and just go together, and you'll
Okay.
find all the answers lined out real nice and simple.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome, bud. Take care.
All right. Oh,
Uh-huh.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, right?
Yes.
Monday, Tuesday, and
Live
Thursday.
class Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. All right?
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
All right, take care.
You too.